Morning everybody, Mike Niemiec here with some early morning grain and oilseed comments on this Tuesday, September 24th. Kind of a mixed trade last night. We got the wheat classes down anywhere from 4 in Chicago, 2 in Kansas City, and 1 in Minneapolis. We got the corn market down 2. But beans are up 3, the meal market's up $1.50, while the soybean oil market is down 10 to 15 points. Yesterday afternoon we got our crop progress and condition numbers for the week. Corn saw a 2% increase while the beans were unchanged in the good excellent category. They were looking for unchanged on both, so the corn got a little bit better as far as the ratings go. Only 34% of the bean crop is dropping leaves versus 59% average, so we're still behind. 7% of the corn was harvested versus 11% average. We got our winter wheat plantings at 22% versus 24% average, and our spring wheat harvested 87 versus 97% average. So we're just kind of eyeballing that. I don't know if there's anything too dramatic, too bullish, or too bearish in it. We'll see what the USDA wants to say in October. On the other side, as far as going from supply to demand, we had our export numbers that came out for the week. And there's still good news, bad news there. Our wheat's running 22% ahead. It was 22% last week, and USDA is currently forecasting a 4% increase. So that still stays on a positive note. Corn's now 63% behind a year ago. Last week was 48, with the USDA looking for unchanged. Not very good. The beans are now only 8% behind a year ago, 24% last week, so that improved with the USDA looking for a 2% increase. We may get a little bit of a bonus because on the wires yesterday it was being talked about that the Chinese were buyers of 600,000 tons of U.S. beans. They were also saying that they granted new waivers to domestic and private importers, exempting them from tariffs on beans, which may be up to 2 to 3 million more tons of beans coming on in, or for a grand total. I guess we'll look for some daily flashes on our wires here for the next couple of days. It was also being reported that the trade talks between the U.S. and the Chinese will resume in 2 weeks. Wasn't much of a liquidation day yesterday as we approached the end of the month, quarter, and USDA reports. With the managed money seen net short on the recent commitments report, and yesterday being a steady, firmer trade, the player sheet did have specs buyers of corn, beans, and of the soybean meal. They were light sellers in the soft red winter wheat and soy oil. But once again, liquidation with the upcoming end of the month. Open interest was pretty much up across the whole floor. We'll see if the trade net short in all the markets. We still see the trade net short in all the markets except for the soybean oil. In other news, China's approved soy meal exports from 7 soybean crushing plants in Argentina. China's going to auction off another 110,000 tons of pork from their state reserves as supply shortages and price spikes continue from ASF. So that's an ongoing growing story. South Korea now has 5 cases of African swine fever there as well, so it continues to spread, not being contained. Brazil announced a 750,000 ton tariff-free wheat import quota outside of the South American Mercosur trading bloc, which could help suppliers like the U.S. as well as Russia. Drought is delaying the sowing of Ukraine's main winter crops, which is mostly winter wheat, until October. U.S. weather outlook generally remains favorable for our fall harvest and wheat plantings, with some only minor cold air threats. Argentina remains dry, increasing their concern for their wheat crop, while Brazil stays dry in the north, but some rainfall in the south. Up north, it's where they are looking to try and start planting. So not too much change in our market opinion, more two-sided trade on both sides of the pivotal price area for the time being, with no extended trend of a rally or price break at this point, and which still we think is going to take us out of it will be the upcoming yield harvest results, the trade talks, and how the South America progresses. These are my opinions, not that of ADM or ADMIS. I thank you.